Hey everybody, this is Linda and welcome to Lenny P's Place. I'm here with the results of my watercolor fabric that I did the other day, and now that it's all dry and I've ironed it, I just wanted to come back and show you what it looked like. And I also did a few more, but anyway, I used these Color Splash liquid watercolor paints. I guess they're paints. And there's 6 in the box, and I got them from Amazon, I think. And I guess they're just called Color Splash. So that's what I used. And so on this one, I used some of that, and then I used some walnut stain, and I used some Lindy Stamp Gang. So this turned out really good. I really like this one. These are a bit bright, look a lot like tie-dye, but they weren't. I mean, well, if you saw the process, you know that I sprayed them and then I squished them up and then I unrolled them and laid them out. Anyway, when they were dry, they're not quite as bright as they were, and I kind of like the opposite side best because it's a little more muted. These are a tad on the bright side for me. And I'm not sure why this area right here, this whole area here, didn't really get that much color on it, but I like the way it turned out. And then there was this one, I used way too much purple on this. And what did, when it was wet, look kind of green, now doesn't really look green anymore. It just has a little pink tint to it, most of it. So it's way too bright. That looks kind of like a leaf right there, and I would probably cut this part out and use it. The rest of it, it's just going to be background for stuff, so it really doesn't matter anyway. I didn't really dye it for anything else. This is the opposite side. And the green shows up more on this side than it does on the other side. And then there was this one. And if you hear some, yeah, you can hear some talking in the background, and I apologize for that. So I'm not starting over. You just hear it. So anyway, this is the opposite side, which I think I like the opposite side better because it's not as bright as this side is. So anyway, there's that. And now these, I think, I can't remember what I did with this one, but I think I know that I put these in some bottles. I went and found some spray bottles. And I got to tell you, if you got bottles that had something in them, they work way better than these little bottles you go and buy that's empty. I don't know why, but they seem to work better. So the next time I'm looking for bottles, I'm going to the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to buy some of those, because I do have a couple that I bought that had the scented spray in them, body spray. So not only do you get a better sprayer, but you get something that smells good, because these didn't smell all that good. Anyway, these are what I used on this. And I sprayed them. And then I took this, which is the liquid watercolor paint in the big bottle, and it's gold. And I took it and I used one of these, and I just put some, and then I just did a little squirt here, and a little squirt there, and a little squirt there, and it made these little circles. So that's what I did there. And this is the opposite side, which the circles really show up better, I think, on this side. But that was this one. And this is all sprayed other than where I dropped the gold on. And then I used a paintbrush, which is probably what I should have been doing the whole time, maybe. But I used a paintbrush, and here again, I just used the colors that I had sitting out here, which was the orange, the blue, and the brown was the walnut stain, because I didn't have a brown and I didn't want to try to mix one. So I didn't turn out to be that good at mixing. I really just didn't think about it. I just did it. Now, you can't tell a whole lot, I don't think, but the gold does have a shine to it, and the gold watercolor paint makes the fabric a little stiffer than the other ones do. But then I guess maybe because this one didn't have any water added to it, and those did. So that was that, and then I just did some brown, which I like the way it turned out. This I did with the walnut stain, and then I also I painted some of this on there, which is, it's coffee in here, but it's very dark, very thick coffee, and there's not much left in there, but I put that on too. And then where the lines were, I used this gold, and I painted it with the paintbrush, and I just kind of accented where the lines were. I don't know if you can see it or not. I don't believe it shows up. Looking at my monitor, I can't see but it is shiny, but it doesn't really show up. It is, you can see the gold. I can see it, but I don't think you can. So that was done with the walnut stain, the dark coffee, and then I just accented some of the lines, not all of them, with the gold paint. And then this is what it looks like on the back, which I think is really cool too. Looks almost like a map or something on the back. It's cool. And then this is where I that's part of this, where I tore it off so that I could do something on this page. And I did the same thing here. I used the walnut stain. I just sprayed it, put some in a little container, and I just kind of brushed it on. And then I took the gold paint and I just made circles with it. And that's what that is. And then that's what the back looks like. And the last page is, I used a paintbrush, and I used the paints right out of the bottles. I just opened the tops and dipped the brush in. And that is really probably the way to go. You get your true colors. Someone had said put red and yellow together and make orange. Well, this is the color that it comes out of the bottle. It is orange already. It comes out that color. It doesn't come out red. But I think it came out looking pretty good. This green, or it's not really a green, it is green, but I mixed some colors together. I got to paint, after I put some on, then I got some little containers, poured some, mixed it up just to play with it, and painted it along the sides and on the edge, and that's how it turned out. So, yeah, that's it, and that's the back. I like this part of the back right here. So, anyway, that was my play with the watercolor paints that I found, that I had forgotten that I had. And I don't know, I kind of think it might have been a fail, but then I'm not an artist. If I was an artist, I'm sure that it would have been prettier, but I'm not one. So that was just playing around with my things. I mean, I guess that's how we learn, is to play with them. And so much of the time I get things and intend to do something with them, and I never do. And they just sit there until they get old and stink. because these were a little stinky, and I don't know, maybe they're supposed to be that way, but after, I don't know, 3 or 4 years, I'm sure the smell changes anyway. But so that's that, and I did have a play around with a few other things, and I'm going to come back and show you those. One of them is Shrinky Dinks, and the other is some spoon charms that I made. So I'll come back and show you those in a little while. Thanks so much for stopping by and spending a few minutes with me, and take good care, and I'll talk to you later. Bye for now.